Hi guys, and welcome to your collective tarot love messages. In today's reading, we're going to take a look and see why isn't your person communicating with you? Why are they staying silent, non-communicative, non-responsive? Or even if you guys are communicating, why things are a little bit tense, awkward, or uncomfortable between the two of you? If they have been growing emotionally distant lately, you want to see what's going on with them and what's going on with your energies in the current situation. There is going to be a part 2 to this reading, okay? So part 2 will be made available via the extension link below. This is going to be a general reading, so if you're after a personal reading, feel free to reach out and inquire. My email address is also going to be listed below the video. This is a collective tarot love message. However, I do believe that if you have clicked on this reading, there's something here that has guided you to listen to the messages contained in the reading. So, you know, the very things or the very people that we're drawn to is not random, it's not coincidence. So, you know, you've attracted this reading, you've attracted the messages. There's something here in the reading for you, okay? Be it big or small. So let's go ahead and begin. We want to see why your person isn't communicating, why they're not responding. Okay. This person, the energy is feeling very overwhelmed right now, okay? Could have something to do with the fact that this person is constantly feeling very overwhelmed, or it could have something to do with the fact that there's a lot going on for this particular individual. It's hard to exactly pinpoint what is exactly the primary source of this emotional overwhelmment, because it could be a multitude of things, okay? It could be work matters, it could be, you know, a lot of emotions here, and this person isn't able to manage, process, or handle their emotions for you. It could have they could be going through some personal issues, some family issues. They may be going through some things. I feel like the fact that this person is not communicating right now is actually, you know, their silence, the lack of communication is communicating something to you, and you know, their silence is speaking volumes. This person is not ready to talk, okay? They just don't feel like, not only don't they feel like talking right now, but they don't feel like really telling you what's on their mind here. There's a lot that's going on with your individual, and I know it feels like they're giving you the silent treatment, they're giving you the cold turkey treatment, they're being, you know, very dismissive of your communication and yourself, but and it probably feels like to you, it's, you know, their lack of communication is a way for them to, or the lack of response is a way for them to conveniently opt out of having a conversation or even a connection with you. Here's the thing, it kind of is, when people do this, it kind of is a bit of a manipulation tactic. It kind of sounds extreme, but it's not all that extreme. Basically, the silent treatment, the fact that this person is withholding from you, withholding communication, or is not treating, or is not communicating with you, basically what that's doing is what's going on is this person is using this as a way to gain control back of the situation. And because, you know, they have a lot of emotion, there's a lot of emotional overwhelmment going on in their energies, this is their way of also trying to regain back control of some of the situations going on in their life that they don't really have a handle on. It can be very hard to understand, but trust me that their lack of silence is a weapon, okay? They may not be consciously aware of what they're doing, and you know, they may have very little idea of the you know, the fact that their lack of communication, just what kind of impact, a negative impact it has on you. But the silent treatment, it does emotionally become a pattern of behavior, okay, that is used to manipulate people over time. So I don't think this is the first time they've done it to you. I don't think it's going to be the last time they're going to do it to you. I feel like it's also self-protection in a way, because them not communicating to you means, hey, they get to avoid talking about their feelings. They get to avoid expressing their feelings. It's very important for you to notice when they stopped communicating with you. Notice the last conversation you've had with them, the type of situation that you were in, were things awkward already? Was the speed of the connection, the pacing of the connection, the relationship, was that accelerating? Just understand that, I know you're not a mind reader, but they did have some things going on, and this person, I feel like this is their way of also trying to protect themselves by avoiding talking to you. This isn't someone who communicates openly and easily, and especially when it comes to their emotions. They are a little bit, stonewall, or they are a little bit closed off. So this is their way of not having to tell you what's going on, not having to tell you, whether this person has feelings for you, whether their feelings are developing for you. There is feelings, by the way. Okay, if you want to know whether or not your person has feelings for you or has an emotional connection with you, there is that there. But there's also, this person doesn't want to talk about that. This is someone who is avoiding having to do that. This is also someone who's very confused, and their confusion is then kind of fueling all of this chaos that's going on. I don't think this is definitely not a healthy technique, because it's not a healthy coping technique, because this is someone who's got a lot going on. Whether they feel like their emotions for you are growing and they're getting afraid, this is something that they're becoming scared of. They might be becoming scared of feeling this type of way for you. They may feel as though, their emotions and their feelings for you are growing stronger and stronger, and maybe this is something that's very new and foreign to them, and this is something that's scaring them off. Maybe they feel like the relationship is progressing at a fast pace. What might seem very normal to you may seem very fast pacing to this person, and instead of communicating that to you, they decided to pull away and figure some things out on their own. Vulnerability is very hard for this individual, okay? They are feeling very vulnerable right now. This is someone who feels like they've got a lot going on. There's a lot of emotions in the energies, and that's something that's very scary, and that's something that's very uncomfortable for this person. I also see that this person can't predict what's going to happen, whether reconciliation is in the cards, whether a healthy, happy, future is in the cards. And I don't think that this person is open to sharing with you or with anyone else right now about what's really bothering them. This is something that they particularly struggle with. Okay. I feel like there's a lot. I feel like there's more than just one reason as to why this person is acting weird, distant, or not communicating with you right now. Okay. They are confused. Emotionally, they're confused. And I'm going to be very blunt when I say this, but your person is not 100% sure on you, okay? If they were, they would be with you, okay, right now. So this person is a little bit confused. They have feelings for you, but, how deep do these feelings go? How strong are these feelings for you? Do they feel the same? Are they safe having these feelings with you? Is it worth developing those emotions with you and building a connection with you? So there's a lot that they're thinking about, that there's a lot that they're trying to process and consider. The other thing is, they're also scared about, there's this fear in them, in their energy. They're scared about opening up and talking to you about their feelings, because they might feel like they come across weak. Maybe it's, they've tried to do that in the past, but they've been met with resistance and they've been shut down. Them also scared that you might see them differently, or you might see them negatively, or it might change your relationship and your connection with this negatively. On top of that, I also feel like they're trying to figure out some things that are going on in their own personal world. So they could have money issues going on, they could have work issues going on, they could have a falling out with a friend or a colleague, they could have, some big things happening. And what's happened is as I've mentioned, them pulling away, them not communicating with you, is them trying to get a control. They're trying to get their control back over their emotions, because right now their emotions are running in all sorts of directions. They're scattered, they're all over the place. You know, they don't know whether they're coming or going with their emotions. This is their way of trying to rein it back in. I know it seems cold, and I know it seems very dismissive and very you know, very distant for you, and it is a little bit manipulative, because, but here's the thing, I don't think they're thinking about that. I don't think they're thinking about how their lack of communication or how they're treating you, how that is impacting you. They're thinking about what's going on with them, and they want to take back control in their own personal life, because there's a few other things going on. And this is what they do. They pull away, they shut down, because they want to give themselves the space to process their emotions, the space to take some control back over their lives. It's not a healthy way of dealing with the situation. It isn't, okay? They're probably better off communicating with you that they need this space. You know, they need to figure some things out. They're overthinking some things. I don't know if they're overthinking something you've said, or I don't know if they're overthinking your situation with this person. The thing is, I mean, you've got some wonderful cards here. The Six of Cups, this is a nostalgic energy. So just because this person isn't communicating with you doesn't mean that they don't think about you from time to time. They do, okay? They feel like there's this connection there. They feel like, you know, they've bonded with you, and there's long-term potential with this connection. They also feel like a closeness with you that they haven't felt before, and I think this scares them. It scares them because they love you, or they see themselves falling in love with you. It scares them because they've never really believed in, you know, soulmates, and here you are, and this is something that they're starting to think that, hey, you know, it could actually be a real thing. It scares them because they notice that, you know, you potentially, you know, you do love them, or you could love them, and they acknowledge that this is something that's, you know, it could be a wonderful thing. They acknowledge that this could be something long term, and this could be something worth it. And it scares them. All of this scares them. I feel like there's like a lot of space in the energies here. I know it sounds, I don't know. Is it because you guys are creating, the lack of communication is creating space for a conversation that you guys didn't have, or you guys need to have? Because there's potential in the cards, but you guys need to lay the foundation for trusting each other. You need to lay the foundation for a healthy relationship, and you need to be honest with this person how their silent treatment is making you feel, because you feel hurt, you feel ignored, you feel disrespected. You know, they need to know, okay? And I think that might be something that you should bring up next time that, you know, you guys do have a conversation. Try and keep it away from playing the blame game, okay? Try and instead, you know, focus on you and how it makes you feel instead. But I feel like there's something here in the cards that seem to indicate that you guys both need the space. So not only them, so in a way, without them knowing, they're kind of doing you a favor, because you also need the space to figure some things out, sort some things out. And I don't know whether it's because they're emotional things that you need to sort out, or you need to sort some things out, you know, in your own personal world here. I feel like they tried to write some sort of message to you, or they have been thinking about writing a message to you, something along the lines of them being hurt. They do think that this isn't, you know, they know, or they will acknowledge that the way they've been treating you is not fair to you. So I do see communication, guys. I do see that there is, like, this is not the end, okay? Just because you guys are not communicating, just because you've taken a break or there's a disconnection, let me tell you, it's not the end. You know, there's a lot of cyclical patterns, okay? So, you know, you guys are going to come back together again. You guys are going to cross paths together again. Lines of communication will be open. There is a reconciliation and there is a reconnection, okay? This person is going to play a significant role in your future. You know, I see things working out. In fact, things are going to work out for you, Okay, we'll talk more about the communication side of things in part 2 of the reading. But just going back to, I feel like there's a message. Some of you might have received something along the lines of, or you will be receiving something, okay? Something along the lines of them. They may say, look, they know that they've been very quiet lately, and that they will acknowledge, they have acknowledged, whether they've admitted this to you or not, that the way they've been treating you is not fair. But they're hurt, and I don't know if that's because they feel hurt by you or they feel hurt by something you guys said or done to one another. They're just trying, and confused. They're hurt and confused, and they're just trying to get some space lately. They're trying to get some space. They will be in touch when they're ready to talk. So they're not ready to communicate. It's as simple as that. And I know silent treatment is probably not very pleasant for you, but it is an unhealthy behavior of theirs, and it is a pattern of theirs as well. So this pattern will potentially communicate. Okay, this pattern will continue. It doesn't make them a monster, it doesn't make them a bad person, but they do need to be pulled up about this. In part 2 of the reading, I just want to explore when the communication will start with this person, okay, and how you can potentially interrupt this pattern of them shutting down emotionally, or them growing cold or distant every time, you know, they've got a few things going on. Okay, so follow me to part 2 of the reading via the extension link below. For those of you interested in a personal reading, feel free to reach out. If you haven't already, guys, please show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. Bye for now.